dope, no Cutz. Hey y'all already know it's me with the T in the Clubhouse streets making them rounds. Ain't no telling where your girl gonna end up at. So I went over to the Maejor Maejor's Clubhouse and looked like he was giving a reaction to how he felt about Wack 100 pulling up on Lorichie and getting the business clear as to why Drewski was on the stage in the 100 room. And it looked like he also weighed in on Levelz. Allegedly, he is stating that Levelz is under a federal investigation. However, we don't know that to be true here. We're just giving you the content in real time and the tea that's going on in Clubhouse right now. I mean, Drewski never showed up to the interview. It was supposed to be an interview between him and Sir Maejor, but he went on and proceeded with it anyway. So we're going to go ahead and give you the content. In the meantime, between time, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Comment, tell your girl what you think. Don't forget, like the video game and tap the bell. That way you get notified when we drop. Alright, gang, let's get to it.
In this particular case, because Drewski was a cooperating witness and a CI, they have redacted much of his case and even sealed the record. So who his co-defendants are, you won't find their first and last names out for a while, unless you request to the court for the interest of public interest. You can request at the court to unseal the record in a matter of public interest or journalistic integrity. So that can be done. The records can be unsealed, yes, but you have to go through the court. Drewski definitely told. He received a 5K1. You learn how you get a 5K1. You have to snitch on someone else and be significantly helpful in the investigation in the prosecution of that case. So that's the only way you get a 5K1. You know, being a street nigga ain't for everybody. I'll keep my ass on the sidewalk. You understand me? I walk on the sidewalk. Listen, I'm telling. I'm not no street nigga. I don't live by no street code. So don't do nothing around me. I'm gonna tell. I'm an activist. I ain't no street nigga. You threaten to kill me, I'ma believe you. I'ma tell on you. Nigga, I'm following the FBI report.
No Cutz.
Don't threaten to kill me. Don't tell me you're gonna blow my house up and shoot my house up and think I ain't gonna do nothing about it. I'm telling you, I'm telling. I want to be a lawyer for Pete's sake, which means that I'll be a friend of the court, a judicial officer. I want to retire as a judge. Don't do nothing around me illegal. I don't want to know your business. Now, if you're talking about like shooting, like if you're talking about like, okay, stealing something from the store, fuck that. Who gives a fuck? You talking about doing some shit that can get me in trouble? Do yourself the service and don't tell me. Don't even compromise me. You selling weight now? Who gives a fuck about nickel bags and an ounce of weed? Nobody gives a fuck about that shit, right? You talking about moving kilos and bricks and cocaine? You know Pablo Escobar and Maejor, you know all that. I don't want to know. Don't talk around that shit around me, because I'm telling that they come asking. I'm telling, nigga, I gotta be fair. I don't appreciate how Wack been moving on the app. I don't appreciate how Wack 100 has been moving on the app. Wack 100 ran down Lorichie yesterday, which is a member of his team, for doing a late night sneaky ass interview with Drewski. Drewski was mad and butthurt. Drewski was trying to find a way not to do an interview with me today. He said, fuck it. I know Maejor about to go hard. This nigga about to pull out the facts, the books, the laws. Maejor said he was gonna have a federal lawyer in the room, which I intended to have one. Right. And Wack pulled some bullshit. Wack 100 was on some fuck shit. And I know that nigga listening and he got a couple recorders in here, so let me be clear. Wack 100 was on some fuck shit at 2 a.m. And not only Wack, but Richie was on some bullshit. Richie, you know you was on that bullshit, nigga. You try to be sneaky at 2:30, pull off an interview when you thought nobody was looking, and you didn't think your OG was woke. That nigga's over in China, and that nigga don't give a fuck about what time zone he on. If he sees some shit he don't like, he pull it up in a room. You know the Wack 100 got a lot of spies, a lot of crash out dummies. Look, Richie, you knew you wasn't supposed to do that bullshit. You knew better. But I will give you credit, you stood on your shit. Wack said, you know you weren't supposed to be doing this shit. Me and Wack fell out over this shit. And here he goes. He finds out that yo sneaky ass and did a room in the wee hours of the night. You was on that midnight train in Georgia doing an interview with the ops, that Wack says. Yeah, I was gonna show him that he's a rat. Nigga, that ain't your job, nigga. You supposed to be a street nigga. Nigga, let me do what I do best. Nigga, that's my job. You trying to be Sir Maejor on that, nigga. You ain't no Sir Maejor cock. You ain't Sir Maejor Cochran. Nigga, it ain't your job to interview niggas like this, nigga. This is my caliber. I got the hiccups right now. But this is my caliber. Nigga, this is my expertise. This ain't what you do, nigga. So I'm glad your boss got on your ass, nigga, because you was trying to do my job, nigga. How dare you? Nigga, how could you figure? How could you figure, nigga? You try to do my job. That's what you get. Your boss man cussed your ass out for trying to be the Sir Maejor of the app, nigga. You thought you was Sir Maejor? But no, in all seriousness, Drewski was trying to get out of this interview today, but it didn't matter. The facts are gonna come out. And I'm gonna make a commitment to you. Every time I see Drewski, I'm gonna call his bitch ass out. Every time y'all see that nigga, y'all need to call him out for ducking this interview. He ducked the interview. A 5K1, I told you what it was. And I want y'all to use the snapshots that is in the Discord. The screenshots of the 5K1 that came from a federal lawyer. I want y'all to use that. From the time you commit the crime, and you got 7 years after the time you committed it. They got 7 years to bring a federal case. So guess what? The government been had a case. What they did was they went into an agreement, a snitch agreement, 5K1. And what Drewski was willing to do was gather and collect more evidence at the leisure and pleasure of the federal government. Which is why Drewski kept begging his girlfriend Lena to put him in contact with Wack 100. So that way he can get close to Wack 100 and build a case against Wack 100. That's why he was begging, like holy hell, to get close to Wack. And that was to build a case against Wack 100. I'm just telling you the facts. You don't have to like me, nor love me, nor do you have to believe anything I say. As long as I told you the truth, that's all you got to do is respect it. Let me tell you why I say Levelz is an informant, right? I'm gonna give you the real reason why I say Levelz is an informant. Do I have any physical evidence to say that Levelz is an informant? No. But here's what I do know. King Kev, you know you my dog.
Send me your number. I want to send you something real quick.
Sure, I'll get it right to you right away. I'm gonna tell you why I say Levelz is the police. Now, this is not that I got any physical hardcore evidence against Levelz. I don't, I'll be honest. I don't have hardcore significant proof. But this is what we do know. Levelz was Ace Boon Coon with Drew. Levelz and Drew were doing business together. Okay? And because they were doing business together, Drew was already underneath federal investigation. He was actively working for the federal government. If Drewski was doing illegal shit off the app and on the app, had an open federal case, actively working underneath a 5K1, Drewski's own word said he caught the federal case in 2014, but he was indicted in 2021, the government can delay their indictment. They can enter an agreement with you tomorrow and indict you 3-4 years later. So when Drewski, what he was trying to do was trick you all with information. Well, I caught the case in 2014, but they didn't indict me. I didn't know about the federal case until 2021. That's cap. That's a lie. Drewski's lying to you all. But going back to Levelz. Again, I do not have any physical, hardcore evidence that says Levelz is a snitch or that he's working. I'm using what I believe to be logic. If Drewski is going through what he's going through and he's actively working on assignment for the government, if him and Drewski, or Levelz and Drewski, are doing illegal shit together or questionable shit together, the federal government is going to probe Levelz because they know that Levelz is a criminal. The federal government has umpteen recordings of prior rooms and previous rooms with Levelz. They have preserved his accounts on Clubhouse, even the suspended accounts. I'm telling you what I know to be true. I know what the federal government has done to me. Levelz is much more of a bigger fish than I am. I'm just a nigga who got a big ass mouth who fight for black folks. But when you compare who's a criminal to Maejor or Levelz, Levelz is a criminal. I'm not. So the government knows about Levelz. They know about his dealings. They know what Drewski reported or whatever lies Drewski told them about Levelz. Because Drewski's trying to save his ass by any means necessary. He gonna save that ass. Either save it from the U.S. attorney or save it from Bubba in prison. Drewski gonna save that ass. So he told on Levelz. Just like he told on Crystal. The federal government didn't just see payments like Levelz like Drewski trying to say, oh, they seen checks going from one account to another. That ain't how it go. You gotta sit down and you gotta talk. So the government's watching Levelz very closely. And Levelz has been acting a bit different on the app. I watch patterns, I watch characteristics. There's no doubt in my mind that Levelz is underneath investigation. No doubt in my mind. Drewski told on Levelz. Just like he was begging to get close to Wack 100 so he can go tell on Wack and feed him whatever information he was going to feed him. Drewski told on the people that was closest to him. He told on Tay Bando. He told on Vinci. He told on Crystal. He told on Chinky. He told on Levelz. He mentioned Sir Maejor. I'm telling you what Drewski did. When you got a 5K1 or a proffer, you must tell on any and everybody. If they mention names, you gotta talk. And if they think you lying, they take the deal off the table. Now, whatever you done told them, that's your ass now. Because the deal's no more the deal. And they can follow up on all those leads that you told them. So, ain't no doubt in my mind that Levelz is underneath federal investigation. Okay? If Drewski was able to get close to Wack, it would probably be all bad for Wack. If he was able to, because Wack's the bigger fish than anybody on the app. And if he's able to bring down Wack, he's able to do, that's like going after Jay Prince. That's a step underneath Jay Prince. A couple steps. I mean, Wack ain't big as Jay Prince. I'm not even gonna act like that. But Wack is on that level to where he's a value. He's a value. So, if you think that I'm bluffing or lying, that's your fault. But if you live by a street code about the snitching and being close to rats, and I hear a lot of conversation, I'm telling you, I don't live by that code. So whether he's a snitch or not, he's a rat or not, I don't give a fuck either way. It don't knock no sweat off my back. I don't do illegal activities. I don't be in the streets. I'm not a street nigga. I don't give a fuck. Whether Levelz a rat, Drewski a rat, Wack a rat, I don't give a fuck. I generally don't. Y'all care. And so I'm giving y'all the content y'all looking for. At the end of the day, I said what I said, and this will be the last time I speak on it.